Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan Jones, and I am super excited to be talking about the soon to be released Trade Partner trading platform. And after this video, this short demonstration video, I think you're going to be just as excited as I am about what Trade Partner can do for you. So, with that, what exactly can Trade Partner do for you? Well, in short, Trade Partner will help you to increase profits, decrease risks, while increasing the probability of realizing those profits and decreasing the probability of realizing the risks. These are the four things that every trader should always be focused on in order to improve their trading. And the way Trade Partner does that is Trade Partner will literally be your trading partner to watch the markets so you don't have to. Now, most of the time, I can watch the markets, and some of you can watch the markets as well, but none of us can watch the markets all of the time. And last year, just to give you an example, I placed a trade. It's an option spread order. But before it was filled, I had to leave. I had something to do. And while I was gone, the order was filled. And within about 20 minutes of that order being filled, the trade then hit my profit target. And the only problem is that I didn't actually get to take the profit because brokers don't allow buy and sell orders for option spreads at the same time. And by the time I got back, the market had reversed, given back my profit, and it never again returned to that profit target again. And I had to exit that trade for a loss just a few days later. And based on a single spread, if I had been able to take my profit instead of taking the loss, that was a $200 swing in my account. And that was on one single trade in one instance of this occurrence. And let me tell you, this happens all the time. If you are not able to watch the markets, it happens all the time. It happened just this morning. But it gets worse than that because once you start trading larger trade size, that swing becomes incredibly costly. And based on my trade size on that particular trade, it was a several $1,000 swing, not a $200 swing. So basically, what it boils down to is that in order to trade efficiently, and especially with option spreads, you have to be able to watch the markets and place orders throughout the day, which means that you are essentially chained to the screen. And if you have a full-time job, forget about it. You're at the mercy of the markets during the day, and you're limited in what you can do in the markets with your trades until after the market closes and then for the next day. And that happens every day if you're not watching the markets. And I think there isn't a single trader listening or watching this video who doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about. This is why we built Trade Partner, because missing trades sucks, right? And because being chained to the screen sucks. And because there's only one of you, and because this ain't the 90s. And even more importantly, because you don't need to leave money on the table. This is why we built Trade Partner. And I think you get the picture. So how does Trade Partner solve this problem that every trader has? Well, first of all, it allows you to set up an endless string of contingency orders, and then it monitors the markets and the trades based on those orders, and then places those orders that would otherwise require you to be in front of the screen. And it does all of that with just a few clicks of the mouse. And here's how it works. So this is a live look at Trade Partner and specifically the feature or one of the features that sets us apart from everyone else. And this feature is called the Smart Orders feature. And this is what allows you to set up an endless string of contingency-based orders so that you don't have to watch the market all day. So it starts off, this is the default screen when you click on the Smart Orders tab in Trade Partner. This is the default screen. It's going to come up with SPY, and that's our default market. And you can put anything you want in there, any equity or symbol that you want. And when you put in that symbol and click on search, it's going to bring up the bid-ask last of the underlying, and it's going to bring up an option chain or a series of option chains with regard to that equity. And so I can start by setting up my first order, and I can buy or sell the underlying, or I can create a spread with the option chain, et cetera, et cetera. And once that's done, I can save this set or this series as a strategy. And I can come up here and I can name the strategy. I can create a new strategy. I can have multiple strategies running at the same time if I want. So there's a lot of flexibility here, what you can do with smart orders. So let's go ahead and set up a simple series of contingency orders. And it starts by setting up the first order or the first trade that you would like to place. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple credit spread. I'm going to say, all right, let's sell the July 26, 246 call and buy the July 28, 247.50 call. And I can see that those are in the box now. And it's going to show me what the credit is. It's at a credit of 60 cents. And it's going to show what each of the options are trading for at the time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a weighted credit spread. And I'm going to say, okay, I want to buy 3 of the longs and I want to sell 2 of the shorts. And now it's going to give me a new credit. It's a credit that is one spread and it's a credit of 88 cents. And that's I'm going to place the order and that's going to be my first order. And there's no condition for that except the price. And so I'm just going to say add command, execute order over here to the right, and it's going to label the order. So here's order number 1, right? And so what I want to do is I want to execute order number 1. And it's going to be an entry, and that's important because of the broker. And I'm going to say, let's do that at a credit, and I'm going to do it at a credit of 90.90. It'll be a day order, and I'm going to do a trade size of 1. So if I wanted to trade 2 of these, then I would buy 6 and sell 4. If I wanted to trade 3, buy 9, sell 6, etc., etc. I'm just going to do 1 for now, and that order is set up. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to say, okay, once that's filled, I want to exit one of these shorts. And I want to exit one of these shorts at a profit. And so I'm going to say add order. And it's going to create an order number 2. And I'm going to go down here. And since I'm selling the 246 calls, I'm going to put an order in there to buy a 246 call. And I'm going to buy 1 back. And it's trading at 95 here. But what I want to do is I want to buy it back at 15 cents. And so I'm going to add an action group and I'm going to add a condition. And I'm going to say if the order is filled. And there are several conditions that I can use for now. We're going to be adding to these. But if order is filled, if the symbol price, so if the underlying is trading above or below a certain price, if you don't want to place an order until a symbol trades above or below somewhere, or if you don't want to place that order until a certain date and time. So literally you can go 5 days ahead if you want, 10 days ahead, 20 days ahead. I've got one, well, I won't get into that. So those are the 3 contingencies that are allowed right now. And so I'm going to say if order number 1, so if order number 1 is filled, then I'm going to add a command and I'm going to execute that order. And I'm going to execute order number 2, and that's going to be as an exit, and that's going to be as a limit. And I said I was going to exit it for 15 cents, and that's going to be it, right? So now at that point, there's obviously I can do a lot of things, and it totally depends on your strategy. But let's say that I want to resell. If I exit that, I want to resell it again for 50 cents, right? Which I can do, right? So I'm going to say add an order and I'm going to resell that for 50 cents. So you can see again, this is only if order number 2 is filled. I don't want to sell it again if order number 2 is not filled because it will be an exit. So I'm going to add an action group and I'm going to say if order number 2 is filled, then I'm going to execute order number 3. And it's going to be as an entry and it's going to be on a limit and I'm going to say 50 cents. All right. And there we have it. Now I have a series of strengths. I don't have to watch the market. And if the market goes back and forth during the day, this is good to go. Now I can set these as day or GTC, right? So now what I personally like to do is I like to replan every single day just to make sure that I have done everything right. But nonetheless, once I'm done with this, so I have a series of 3 orders. I'm going to hit Save System here. And once it's successfully saved, I am going to turn it on. And it's going to ask me, switching to smart orders to on will actively begin placing the trades in the sequence immediately. So click yes to proceed or cancel to activate the smart order, deactivate the smart order. So of course I'm going to switch on to yes. And now it is placing those orders in my account. And the first one, it shows it is now open. And once that is filled, it will then go to order number 2. And then once order number 2 is filled, it will then go to order number 3. I can now walk away from my screen. I mean, how cool is that? And there are just an endless number of ways to utilize this feature. It is absolutely a game changer if you're a trader. And as you can see, it's very easy. It's very simple to set these up. It's going to take you 1 or 2 times to go through the process and you'll have it down. And let me tell you, if you're trading my risk-free projection approach or any of my time warp approaches for that matter, this is an absolute must-have. So be watching. It's being released. We're beta testing it right now. As you can see, it's working beautifully, but we're beta testing it right now. It's going to be released probably within about 30 days to a much larger group of traders. If you want to be in that group, watch your email inbox for the opportunity to get in on the next release. I hope you have enjoyed this video demonstration. I hope you are as excited as we are about what Trade Partner can do for you.